Just touched down.
Turn this motherfucker on.
All the big girls say
Oh yeah.
Big dog.
Food is a damn podcast. Boy, if you are done playing, can we please start the show? Well, at least let me shout out.
Shooter on the beat.
let's talk about it.
Doing, making the whole scene the same. Big dog, about to bring the motherfucking pain. Lock it in, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in.
Yeah, just like that, we back with it, you feel me? Part 3, you hear me? I said part 3. Yeah, we gonna bring that thing home, man. Yeah, we still here for it. We gonna finish the trilogy out with it today, man. Yeah.
Turn up.
Now? Man, it's your boy Big Man with the big hand. Yeah. I'm gonna try to keep it real humble and mature for this episode because it's not particularly something that I have union into yet in life, which does not mean that it may not happen sooner than later. That's just here nor there. You hear me? So we're discussing this episode as a trilogy ender. Sex in America. Now hold on. I know some of y'all are like, how the hell you gonna talk about something that you're not? See, this is the problem. I don't have to be something to obtain knowledge from what it's like to be a part of something. You hear me? Like I said, I've had ample friends, family members, just people of whom I've dwelled around for multiple years, seen, heard, and just took heed. See, this is the problem with a lot of y'all young punks and silly girls. Y'all want to always go through life experiencing something or thinking that you need to experience something to have experience from it all the time. No. You can get your experience from certain things, whether it's good or bad, depending on who you allow yourself to line around. You get what I'm saying? So if you're around a specific group of people, or you have a specific type of friends or family members, and they've been a part of certain situations in life, I'd hope you pay attention to what goes on with them. That's not, without being nosy in their business, but just understand that from the outside looking in, people can show you certain things. Or if they're open enough to tell you, be humble enough to listen. Some of y'all not humble enough to listen. I ain't. So, that's where this topic closer comes from. Okay. Often throughout life, you know what I mean? I've been privileged to see a lot of beautiful marriages. I've been privileged to see a lot of beautiful marriages. I mean, I just lost my grandma a couple months ago. God, we love you, mother. You know what I mean? And prior to that, she had lost her husband like a year or two. But they were married for 50 plus years. 50 plus years. Think about that. Some of y'all grandparents that old. You feel me? Some of y'all grandparents are just hitting that marker. You get what I'm saying? They lived a life of love in union. This not including how long they were actually dealing with each other, but in union for 50 years. And then, you know, I have aunties. You know what I mean? They have, shout out to my aunt and Uncle Joe. Love y'all. Who have, you know what I mean, put in their decades. That type of beautiful love exists. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna give y'all what I know from sex in a marriage. Now, I'm excluding those two, but I wanted to say those two beautiful sets of family members, because I'm gonna tie it back to them at some point at the end of this, because y'all just see. But okay, sex in a marriage. Let's just go ahead and go for it, man. I don't think this is gonna be no all day event as well, man. We trying to keep these at decent segments, because when you break them down and look at them, I want them to be at least no more than an hour 40. When you look at the whole trilogy of this one, so that's what this is. Sex relationship, man. We all know, we was all taught this coming up, right? You find somebody, you treat them good, they treat you good, you union with them, and that's when you bring it on in with each other, right? Okay, that's pretty much the standings for most morals of most kids, probably from hell the 1900s up to 95 was instilled with. You know what I mean? Maybe 95. That's reaching, because y'all some hardheads. But anyway, for the most part, when you find somebody, you was always taught that sex is what you do when you marry, right? Well, I didn't listen. Put it out there. I didn't listen. Oh no, bucko. I wanted my cake.
And I wanted it now!
But this ain't about me. Because I should have listened. The value of what sex is in a union of marriage, man, I think it's beautiful. I feel like it's two people who chose each other and said, you know what? I love you enough to want to do all the things that I love to do in life again and again with just you. Especially when it's time to be, mature and, do what grown-ups do. So for the most part, when someone loves someone and they marry them, I feel like it depends.
What?
See, me personally, from talking to certain people and seeing certain things, sex isn't the highest rated thing in a marriage.
Nope.
It's not. Because you pretty much banged each other into a situation, it sounds like, where it's just like, sex is going to happen when it's going to happen, but until then, we got other shit going on. So, this is the mindset that I've took on as I started looking into myself and the significant other I have, and how awesome, I see that is, and how people see our relationship, and seeing how we communicate and the things that come with that. Because, like I said, if you was paying attention to the last episode, when you get older, sex ain't everything no more. You know what I'm talking about? It's good to have. It's fun. You know what I'm talking about? When you can go ahead and showcase your your talents.
The dick.
But it's not everything no more. You understand me? It's not everything no more. To me, it's not. You understand me? I feel like I've done enough with the talents I could have provided to be like, you know what I mean? Okay. And the fact that I'm willing to allow myself to open up to that whole mindset and that realm of what that could be like in a union or a marriage, I lived through it through people who are a part of that. You know what I mean? So it's just like when people talk about sex in a marriage, if they're having issues with sex, it's always because their communication is off.
You better say it.
Always. Always. Hey, listen, if marriage people aren't having sex, it's because their communication off. So, seeing how a lot of my friends and family members and people I deal with, ample people, I actually have a lot of strong ties to a lot of people who are married. Older, younger, middle-aged. I'm not biased when it comes to the people that I associate with. So, for the most part, when it's always an option of choice that, you know what I mean, two people have coming into that situation, but if their communication isn't where it needs to be, neither party cares for it. Now, to me, I think that's a huge, me personally, dog, I'm not getting married and not being able to, you know what I mean, doing certain things with my son. No, bro. If I want you, I don't care. Me being mad at you or you being mad at me ain't got nothing to do with us make sure each other's satisfied. I'm a firm believer of that. So
Let's talk about it.
I feel like when people do get married and sex isn't a part of what their union is, it's damaging. It's real damaging. I mean, I don't care how you look at it, man. When another married couple sees another happy married couple, because I've seen this personally. When a married couple sees another happy married couple, it makes them uncomfortable because this is like, what are we doing wrong? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So you tie sex into that, right? The communication's off, the sex is off. Where does that leave you in your relationship right now? If that applies to you. You know what I mean? One's not gonna fix the other unless one is a build up to fix both.
Whoa!
Now, again, I know that was probably like, oh, okay, that was probably for some of y'all. But like I said, y'all don't need to be married to be able to give you facts on real life. This is what analyzing does. This is what analyzing does. You understand me? The ability to be able to see things that cause a situation or some type of mishap and be able to apply it to a situation that could be something you would have to be rendered to. So, like I said, this is when I do this, I do it for me too. I pay attention to things for me too. When people going through tough times and they're saying they're not having this and that moment with their significant other, I want to know why. Because when I do become a husband, I don't ever want my woman to look at me and not be satisfied completely. Now, sex in a marriage. I often put myself in hypothetical situations with my old lady, right? I've been with my lady some substantial amount of time. And I feel like, you know what I mean? In order for me to be the person she needs me to be, I need to take heed to all the things around me that are allowing me to have the opportunity right now to see what type of husband I could be to her. What type of, you know what I mean, listener. What type of provider. What type of, you know what I mean, what type of spiritual man I could be for her. What type of, you know, just emotional, physical support. You know what I mean? I try not to tie everything based off sex because, like I said, man, marriage, that's that 60-70. You know what I mean? Because sex is something that accommodates that communication in a marriage. So from seeing it, because no friends I have or family members or none of that, or, you know what I mean, sex is never something that is discussed as it would be in a relationship form. It's a different union. It's not the same. It's not the same. You know what I mean? But you can always see the love somebody's got for somebody if sex is being handled appropriately.
Perhaps.
So I look at a lot of things, and I look at myself again, as I'm saying, from me and my lady, and I'll be like, damn. Long as I can keep my communication with her first, right? I have to be able to have that solid. She always needs to know there's nothing I won't do for her when it comes to anything. You know what I mean? And she always needs to know that, you know what I mean, I'ma always have her back. These are important, just key factors that I see. That when people have healthy, good relationships, they don't need to tell me. I can tell that the sex is good between two people because they have those two boundaries. Those two guidelines of understanding with each other. You know what I mean? When somebody has your back and they show you, I mean like they show you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, you know you can trust them. You don't have to side, like, it could be a lot of bullshit going on, but you already know your significant other ain't got nothing to do with none of it. You understand me? I think like that. And I've always, you know what I mean, tried to be a person who never gave my old lady no reason to worry, or no, you know what I mean, feel like she had to compete with nobody. Like, when you start getting a little older, man, you don't do certain things to certain people, especially if they showed you they got your back. You know what I'm talking about? And seeing that, I could already tell, you know what I mean, in a marriage, that would only heighten or enhance, you know what I mean, any type of mature time we share together. You feel me? So for the most part, going back to my grandma and my auntie, I don't see them being two separate families. Well, I say two separate families because they pretty much built their own families, but I don't see them lasting in their relationships that long without that level of love, commitment, and communication. See, a lot of times we often want what somebody else got when we think we see how much somebody loves each other. Fact. But how often are we really willing to go through what they went through to continue loving each other? Like I said, my grandma, that's 50 plus years. My auntie, I think she, 3 or 4 decades herself. But we don't know what they went through to continue loving each other. Her husband and herself. My grandma and my grandpa. You get what I'm saying? I can only hope to obtain a slither of what that is. You feel me? Like, we can sit here and say we want certain things, but how many of us are really ready for it? You know what I mean? Sex in a marriage is different. That's something that you share with somebody that is yours. You get what I'm saying? It ain't no more that, you know what I mean? The chase is over. The chase is over, man. This is yours. You treat this as delicately or aggressively as you want to. I'm assuming man or woman, it's yours. So, from seeing certain scenarios, as I said, man, I often think, man, like, you know what I mean? How many people are scared to voice certain things in a marriage? Because you gotta think, you with the same person over and over. Now granted, let's say the communication's good, but the sex has veered off. I mean, I'm sure it happens throughout time, you know what I mean? People get distracted and other things get going on or just not up to it. And again, I was lucky enough to be paying attention and seeing it's always ways you can keep that spark going, especially in a marriage. It's all about effort. You know what I mean? Oftentimes, when people get married, they feel like, you know, they sex life cap out. That's why some people in the marriage, they start having, you know what I mean, involving other people in their marriage when it comes to sexual deeds and, you know what I mean, other things, just trying to spice things up. I mean, and that's here nor there. Hey, go for it. That's not what this is. But what I'm saying is, when you allow yourself to start trying to find all these crazy avenues to try to make each other happy, that means that y'all are losing in tune with each other, I feel. And it's deeper than sexual now. You know what I mean? You can love somebody so much, but still not really know how to connect to them. And some people, they get in these marriages and it's based off the sex. It's based off the sex. At first, they was having this crazy, just powwow, balls to the wall sex, and there was nothing, you know what I mean, in the world that they felt like they never experienced that like that with nobody else. So they felt like they should hurry up and lock somebody in. Look, man, sex is amazing, like I said before, man, when it's done properly. And do it with the right person. But for the most part, man, listen, don't ever make no decision based off just how good sex may be. Don't ever do that, man. Because the moment you do that, you have now put yourself in a lose-lose situation, man. You have. You're not gonna win in that situation, man. You're not. So it's best that you choose right the first time, especially reason-wise, if you choose to marry somebody. Now, sex is, like I said, to me, sex is very important. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to nobody. I'm a man.
Yep.
If you're a man and you're under the age of 40, I'm more than sure you still feel like sex is pretty fucking important to you. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. But do I now, in my 30s, do I feel like I need it all? No, I don't. Like, my mind is already as if I'm married. You know what I mean? Because that's just the love and dedication I have for my lady. Like, I don't feel the need to just be super aggressive with her because I have a strong, that's my friend. And, you know what I mean? I think of these beautiful longevity marriages, and I see the love that I've witnessed. You know what I mean? And I can tell. Yeah, I'm sure they had a lot of good fun behind closed doors, but it took a lot more than just that to make it all the way there. You know what I mean? It's not gonna always just be you tap, 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 tap.
Jesus Christ.
That's not it, man. You ain't gonna always go pops, go bang, bang, bang all the time. That's just not what this is. And I'm starting to understand that even more as I get older. So to any young people out there right now watching this, man, who may be under the ages of let's say 35, just for safe keeps, man. Be smart. Be smart who you choose out here, young man, young woman. Don't ever let sex be the reason why you feel this is why you want to lock something in. Like, let it be part of a list of just things that make you happy with an individual. You know what I mean? Let that be a part of just, you know, something that somebody else was doing that made you happy, but it's not the primary reason. Don't ever feel like, you know what I mean, just because you having good sex is also going to be great sex. It's not. Like, nobody's always consistent. So I often tell people, man, you got to watch how you portray yourself, especially in a relationship, when it comes to performance. I'm big on it. I try to tell people that all the time. Like, hey, listen, because just because you might can do this and that doesn't mean your partner can keep up. And you might think that you're doing this and that, but that might be honestly making your partner feel a little insecure because they know they can't keep up. So you place that in the marriage. You're the main person carrying all the sexual weight. What happens? What happens? I just need some of y'all just to think about, you know what I mean? Just think about it. I don't want a lot of these younger generations to feel like sex is bad, nor is sex mandatory to have. It's like it's in the media. Find somebody who's gonna respect you, young man, young woman. Build with them. Learn them. Communicate. You know what I'm talking about? Communicate. Put that damn phone down.
Yep.
Put that laptop down. Put that iPad down.
Yep.
Put that tablet down.
Yep.
Use this. Get to know that. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Some of y'all only know each other because y'all so quick to stick each other, ride each other. That's not how you get to know somebody, man. That's not, man. Take time to learn who you talking to. Because it's as simple as this. The one that's not giving you what you want right now might be the one who's willing to give you forever. But they just didn't know if you was worth being the recipient of it from them.
Message.
Just a little heads up for some of y'all who think y'all know everything. Everybody not gonna always give you the awesome version of themselves because you might be the shitty person in disguise. So why waste their time showing you how dope they are if they know they're not gonna make no more out of this than they should be?
Fact.
Just a little something for y'all to think about. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm probably about to shut it out, man. You know what I'm talking about? I just wanted to end this trilogy a certain way, man. Just really give y'all my little slab, my little intake on it when it comes to sex in a marriage, man. And to all those who are married, who do have a beautiful marriage, you know, having awesome sex. Hey, man, more power to you. Enlighten these young bucks, man. Enlighten them. When you see them in relationships, pull them to the side. Kick shit with him. School them. See, this is the problem with some of y'all older generations, man. Y'all can talk about everything else under the sun with these kids. But when sex pop up, nobody wants to talk about that. But the main kids that's out here having all these babies and kids, be cool enough to understand. Would you have wanted that opportunity for somebody older to be real with you about sex and how to get to a marriage? Or would you have just continued living the life you live until you figured it out? Come on, man. Hard head make a soft ass. And the right words can make a big clash. You understand me? So, again, man, I'm gonna keep it humble with this one, man. I ain't gonna do too much yelling, man. I honestly tried to keep my profanity at a low level today. Yeah, just throwing that out there for anybody who feel like I might get a little crazy at the mouth sometimes. Yeah, I kept it real mature. You know what I mean? This episode, man. I just wanted to keep it real snazzy on them. But, this episode was a privilege, man. I just was sitting there reflecting, you know what I mean, thinking about some of the things I told y'all, and I just really hope some of y'all apply it. And if you, like I said, if you are a young man or a young woman who are, you know what I mean, a part of an awesome union. Oh yeah, and shout out before I'm gonna close it out, but I just want to give my boy Russell and his beautiful new wife. Beautiful people, man. Beautiful people, man. I just wanted to give them a huge congratulations from me, myself, you know what I mean, in the Gangsta Gentleman podcast, man. I mean, it's a lot of, in this world of wrong, you hear me? In this world of wrong, I said y'all made that thing right. You hear me? Let's go now. Come on now. Yeah, man. I love y'all guys, man. And on that note, man, we're gonna close it out, man, because I love to see beautiful love, and especially black love, man. That's just beautiful. Y'all warm my heart every time I see y'all, man. And I wish y'all nothing but joy, happiness, health, and financial prosperity on y'all journey together, man.
Praise the Lord!
With no further ado, let me back up, because I ain't even, you know what I'm talking about? I got so excited shouting out my folk, I done jumped up 2-3 lines. Nah, but look, it's your boy Mick, man, with the big hands. Mickey J, the analyst. I'm sorry, because I want to confuse y'all. It's the analyst, you hear me? And with no further ado, I leave you with them 2 lines, you hear me? Let's talk about it and be mature, you feel me? Thank y'all for being a part of this sex trilogy. I really appreciate those rocking. I really appreciate those sharing. I really appreciate those who are tuning in, and I am so grateful for y'all, man. So, on that note, y'all take care of each other till next time, man. I'm out.